My phone just started recording on its own. Oh well. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I was setting up here. Hold on. That's what you're on top of right now, and it's still not high enough. But it'll have to do for now. I got home from school early today, and it's been a few days since we talked. And I do have a couple updates for you. A while ago, we worked on something called a Spirit Portal box, and I do have an update. I actually have two updates, one that you don't know about yet, and one I just got yesterday, and we'll be getting in on that here pretty soon. It's a project that's been around for like a couple of years now here on the channel, and it didn't quite go the way I wanted it to at the time. You know, I'm like a teenage boy. I'm like, oh, and I blow my load really quick, you know. I get excited about a project, and two things stop it: money, motivation. You know, maybe the enthusiasm for the project isn't as strong as it was in the genesis of it, but regardless, we are going to be continuing with that. But before I show you anything that has to do with the Spirit Box, I want to pose a real serious question to you. Understand that I already understand how I feel and where I'm going to go with this. So I'm not asking for you to tell me how I should feel. Without judgment, I want to know how you would feel. And if anyone's reading your comment, or you're reading someone else's comment, no judgment. You know, people all think differently, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's not going to affect you at all. So please be respectful if you don't agree with somebody's opinion down below, whether it be in favor or not in favor. But before we do get into the heavy duty stuffs, let's do something fun first. And if you choose to stick around afterwards, by all means, go right ahead. But this is the Spirit Portal project we started probably 2 years ago. My apologies. But again, money. And you're going to find within the question I have later, a lot of my issues is I'm not money motivated. So, but back onto this thing. So to catch you up to speed, I got this box. I don't remember, $5-10 or whatever. But it's specifically for a Spirit Portal radio, I guess you would call it. There's a little device that ghost hunters use. It's called the Spirit Box SB7. And it's basically just a AM/FM radio, but it's programmed to cycle through the channels really fast and going. And the theory is if you hear an actual sentence or something, it technically shouldn't be the radio because you went through so many channels so fast. Radio frequency don't really work that way, but regardless, it's still a fun concept. But it's loud, and it makes that in between any vocal sounds that you may hear. So what people did was they hooked it up to a noise gate, added a reverb, or maybe reverse. I would imagine it would be noise gate then reverb, and then put it through a small guitar amp, about so big. And what it does is it takes away the white noise, the noise you don't want, and isolates just the voices. And I guess you have to have the reverb, or else it's hard to make out what's happening. I don't know. I'm going to try it with and without. But the reverb also gives it this kind of ethereal flavor to it. It's really cool. And whether I even believe in it or not, I don't. But I wanted to make one because I think they're just creepy and cool. So this is where we left off. I got this box off of the marketplace. I want to say $5, but I could be way off on that. I already got markings here. The R and the B, that's going to be red, black. X means get rid of. I don't want this crap. I'm going to get rid of all the lacing. There's some on the top as well. We don't have to look at the box too much. You can go back to that video and check that out if you would like. But more importantly, we got a couple of things. We've already done a review on this little Joyo amp, and this is what I was going to use just to drive the sound, for Christmas, not this year, but the year past, or maybe even my birthday, my lady got me this noise gate. And what sucks? I picked this one because it had this giant knob on it. It's just a single little deal, I haven't even used it. I don't even know if it works, but it's been in here for a couple of years now. So we have the noise gate, and I need to get a reverb pedal, and of course the SB7 Spirit Box, which is the most expensive part of the whole thing. They're usually around $100. So once we get that, I will definitely put this thing together and we'll put it through its paces. And we were supposed to, somebody wanted me to do a live stream with it in the cemetery on Halloween night. If I can make that happen, of course. Of course. And maybe I'll make this a Halloween special for you to look forward to. But regardless, I have one more little update. It's more of a fun experiment. A really fun experiment that I want to share with you. There's a dude in my class that's also a guitar player, bass player, musician type. And he goes to this website, I think he said it's called like parts.com or something like that. I guess they mainly deal with speakers and audio equipment. And he has a whole bunch of these from there. I never even heard of them. They're called Exciter speakers, if I'm recalling correctly. And the idea behind these is there's no comb. There's no paper comb. And I suppose you could still hear something coming from here, but you have to put it against something. And whatever you put it on becomes the speaker. Obviously, you can't put it on a solid brick wall. But, you know, like this table would start vibrating and it would amplify the noise, pretty much like the soundboard on an acoustic guitar. So he was talking about these, and I'm like, wow, that sounds pretty cool. I'll check it out. And he brought me in one yesterday. He said, here, have this. Which is ironic because I had a Bass 6 nut from Tusk. And I had no use for it. So he was talking about wanting to build one. So I brought him a gift on the same day he brought me in a gift. Oh, I got a bromance going. But regardless, he hooked me up with this. It's actually really simple in and out. I mean, speakers aren't complicated. I could just disconnect a shitty little speaker that's in that little, you know, Joyo. Or maybe even get a better one. Maybe even, oh, you know what? I wonder if one of those LM384s, because that's technically what they are, is a little amplifier. I don't know. Regardless, we'll get crazy with it later. Let's just get the damn thing working. But what I was thinking about doing was just tapping this into the amp, whatever I use to drive the sound, and then putting this either on the bottom or the very top, and it'll vibrate. Probably the bottom would be best. Vibrate the entire box. And it would just, I think it would just be, I mean, even with the reverb and all that, how ethereal it sounds, I think that would just help the creepy factor. If anything, it would be cool. It would definitely be different. Not too many people, I think, have ever done that, if any. I'm really excited about this project. I really am. In fact, I'm just going to put it in there now. And you know what? You know what's going to be awesome? I'm going to forget about it. I'm going to forget it exists. And then when I get the other pieces to put in there, I'm going to go, oh, that's right. I'm going to get super excited. And we're going to get this thing working like it's, I was going to say like it's never worked before, but it's never really technically done anything yet, right? And it's not even a thing. So I can't wait. I can't wait. I am going to be working pretty soon, making some really good money. We'll be talking about that here in a second. It's part of my moral conundrum. But I'm going to start scheduling, you know, some of these projects that need updating and start like saying, okay, for October, this is going to be the one. So I will try to buy this on this week and this date and then start recording. So I'm actually going to have a schedule. In fact, I'm actually trying to ramp things up over the Atari Creep channel. I'm trying to get 10,000 before the end of the year. I'm pretty sure I said that already, but so if you're feeling cool, I mean, you don't even have to watch it. Just hit the subscribe button. You don't have to hit the dingy ding ding, and you can silence my channel if you don't like it. But regardless, I'm really excited. Things are happening, and it's nice to be able to see through the fog. You know what I mean? In fact, the fog is almost gone, and I'm loving every minute of it. And I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna worry about when the fog comes back. I'm just gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna move forward. And my motivation has never been stronger. All right, time to get serious. So school's going very well, and it looks like I'll be testing out either Friday or Monday the physical form. Can't do the written test yet until everyone's pretty much ready for that. So be hanging out waiting for that and just practicing, having a good time. But our resumes are going to be put out there now over the course of the rest of this week and maybe next week. They're going to start that process of hopefully getting us hired before we even finish, you know. And I guess it's really based off of where they feel that you would fit the best, you know, based on like skill level and speed. And my name is going to be put in for one of those, and it's it's like the company everyone wants to work for out of our class, because it's life-changing money. I mean, I'm not going to be living in no lap of luxury, but I'm going to be going into this $10 more an hour than my lady makes. And she's in healthcare. So it will be life-changing for me, but I'm not money motivated. So it's like this balancing act. And the question came up, can I live with myself taking that job, knowing that anything I solder together, anything I put together, anything I inspect, anything I supervise being made is going to be done so with the sole purpose to end life? Now, it could also be in defense, like, like something's coming over here and we shoot that up there to stop it. Could be that, but you never know. You have no idea. Unless, of course, they tell you exactly what you're going to be working on, which I can't imagine they would, because a lot of it's like real high security stuff. But I guess the example I gave is, let's say something popped off. Let's say I'm working there now, right? And something popped off overseas or even here, wherever. And God forbid, things started flying and flashes started happening in neighborhoods. And could I live with myself knowing that there's a good chance, maybe not exactly, because you never know, that what just took out that neighborhood and God knows wherever was something I had a hand in creating? Now, I'll tell you right now, I'm probably going to take the job. I'm probably going to take the job. I get that. I get all arguments. So I guess what I'm trying to ask here is, I don't want you to tell me how you think I should feel. You're in my position, you alone. And they say, we want you to go work for company X. And they make nothing nuclear, that I know of anyway. Very well could be. And you have that same, I guess, question. Can you live with something like that, Would it bother you? Because there is one guy that I sit across from who's absolutely opposed to it. And they did ask. They said, okay, if we're putting resumes in for this company, is there anyone here who's opposed to it? And he did. He spoke up. He said, yeah, I'm not really into it. And it's not for everybody. And that's what I think made me start thinking about it. Like, there was a dude taking a moral stance for his beliefs. Whereas I just really need to get my stuff together, And maybe I could just make microwaves for toys or whatever, class 3 stuff. But that's not as much money, and I'm not money motivated again. But I need to fix a lot of things faster than not, and that will help a great deal. So maybe make it a temporary thing. I don't know. But I want to know how you would respond to that. Would you just say, no, not into it? Or would you just take it because it's just a job? It's just a job. You're not directly involved. You're just putting things together. But thank you if you made it this far. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I might go hiking at the Virginia woods again. Haywardville, one of my most viewed videos on this channel, the lost city of Haywardville. I really built that one up, and it worked. People showed up. But regardless, wherever in the world you are, I hope you're doing well. And until next time, take care, keep it real, and bye-bye.